Dave with Arseneault Automation here, and if you are a sports fanatic, then this is the place for you. So what we did is we designed this room all around watching multiple games at the same time. With our Control 4 remote here, I can hit watch and then turn on this video wall. And what we have on this video wall is 4 85-inch screens. So now the homeowners, what they wanted was to be able to watch individual sports games throughout. And what we were able to do is have 4 different DirecTV boxes that then allowed us to also watch one of the screens over all 4 of them at the same time, kind of like we are now. Now, what makes this room even more unique is that no matter what we're watching up here is going through our Dolby Atmos Surround Sound. So we have a 7.4.2. Now what that means is that we have 7 surround sound speakers throughout in the ceiling. We have 4 height speakers as well as 2 in-wall subwoofers. Now the nice thing with this setup is that everything is built inside the wall. So like you're not having any sort of towers or anything in the room. So it really cleans up the space. I thought video walls were only made of 55-inch TVs. Well, this particular application, we wanted to go big, and we wanted to have that option for only 4. If we did something like this in a normal video wall, we would have 9 separate screens. But in this scenario, we just wanted to keep it simple with 4. So it was kind of a task to figure out how to do this. We used the Chief mounts, which have micro adjustments. So each one of these TVs can actually pull out about 8 inches, and then we can access the back of them. Now, also with that, once you get pushed in, we have little adjustments on the back that allow us to go horizontal or vertical to be able to get these things nice and tight. And the nice thing about this remote is we were able to add some different options for our viewing. So I have a DirecTV video wall, which when selected, each of the televisions will play something independent. Now, the one task that we had to figure out was what audio are you going to listen to? And so what we did is we made one of them the master television that allows the audio to come through. But then if you want to jump over to the next game, what we did is we wrote code in here on these custom buttons that allows you to select satellite 2. So now what that does is it transfers the audio that you're listening to in the surround sound over to the second television, and then as well as the 3rd or the 4th. So that way you don't actually have to change over to an individual mode just to get the audio over. So another thing that we have that's really cool about this house is our exterior shades by Screen Innovations. They do the Zen 2 shade, and it's super cool because now you don't have anything on the inside, but we actually have it installed on the outside. And with our remote here, or with a phone, or even some of the lighting control keypads, you can actually put the exterior shades up. Another cool thing about these exterior shades from Screen Innovations is that you can team them up with a wind sensor. Now, because we have a lot of wind, especially right now going on, that wind sensor will get going and will actually put the shade up automatically so you don't ruin your shades if it gets too windy. Okay, so here we are in the mechanical room, and this is our equipment rack. We're using the Middle Atlantic wall-mounted rack, which is super nice and convenient when you have to access the back of the equipment, as well as it doesn't take up as much space as a rack with casters. So it allows you to really get all of the wires put where they need to go. And on the face of this thing, it allows you to access everything super easily. And so now in this particular rack, we're using this Denon for our surround sound in the TV video wall. Then we have a subwoofer amplifier that powers up those in-wall subs. Now we're using Sonos amps throughout this house for all of its audio distribution, and so that's what all these guys are for. We have a video matrix switcher, which allows us to do all that video wall changing between sources. And then we got our power conditioner, and we got a couple fans in here to make sure that this thing stays cool. Okay, so throughout this place we did motorized shades, and these shades are by Screen Innovations. These are the Zen series shades, and the nice thing that they have is battery and hardwired. So any of the places that we could get a wire to, we put up a hardwired shade, but some of them we couldn't. And so we were able to utilize these battery operated shades, which look awesome. With Control 4 lighting, the nice thing is that we don't have to have a big old bank of light switches here. We can actually have one individual keypad where those light loads are actually hidden back in a closet. And so what this gives us is 6 different buttons that we can program almost anything to. This particular room, we have individual lighting loads that allows us to control them individually, as well as a lighting scene. So all of them go on or all of them go off. But this button right here actually controls the exterior motorized shade. So you can pretty much program anything that you want on a press of any of these buttons. So what makes this place so unique is that we have some really cool invisible speakers up in the ceilings. In a couple of these rooms, we were able to put in the Wrath series by True Audio invisible speakers. And the way that those work is during the drywall stage, we actually install the speaker, and they mud it and they tape it, they texture it and they paint it. And so the finished product is a perfect ceiling without any visuals of a speaker.